What's up, everyone? Today I am going to teach you how to play my latest game called Boogers. Boogers is a game of picking, flicking, and eating. This is a prototype version, but you can get the idea. You start off with these things which are essentially represent boogers. You've got green boogers and red boogers, and you put those into their two piles. You start off with all your different cards, and to begin the game, to set up, you take out the clingy booger and the snot. You set those aside for a second. You shuffle up the cards, and you deal out one card to each player. This is a game for 2 to 4 players. Let's just run an example with 2 players. So we're going to have 2 players. Each player gets their card. Then you take the snot and the clingy booger that you set aside, and you shuffle them back into the deck. And this creates your picket pile. And on your turn, you're going to pick a card, and you're going to look at the card in your hand. In this case, we're going to see that I've got a bloody booger, which gives this is a flicking booger. You flick red boogers that have a red border, and you, let's see what the other player has, also a bloody booger. So basically on your turn, you're going to pick from the picket pile, and I'm going to get a runny booger. So this is a unique card where, as you can see, it's +1 green and +1 red. Now the object of the game is to get a set number of either the green boogers will allow you to win, or eliminate the other players by flicking red boogers at them. So in this case, we're going to start with a runny booger. We're going to use that. We're going to play the runny booger. I'm going to take 1 green booger for myself, and 1 red booger I'm going to flick at the other player. So this card is still going to remain in my hand. Then we're going to be the other player. This player takes their turn. They draw from the picket pile, and they got a hairy booger and a bloody booger. Well, the hairy booger flicks a +1 red, and the bloody booger gives a +2 red. So we're going to hang on to the hairy booger. We're going to flick a bloody booger of +2 at the other player, and you go back and forth like this until somebody hits a set number of points. Right now, a 2-player game, we go to either you get 8 green boogers, or you get eliminated with 8 red boogers. So it's either last man standing or first one to complete the goal, basically. So we're back to player 1. We have a bloody booger still, and we draw a hairy booger. Well, again, same as the other turn, we're going to flick that bloody booger over there. Now they've got 3 bloody boogers, or red boogers, I should say, the bad boogers. And we're at 2 and 1. Second player's turn. Okay, this is a unique card, Snot. It has a green border, which means green borders are eating. You eat the green border boogers. Those are the good boogers. The nice, delicious, delectable green boogers. But Snot is a unique card where it has a red background, just like the red bordered cards have red backgrounds. This means you have to eat it, but upon drawing it, you have to eat 2 red boogers yourself. So in this case, you have to play it immediately and eat the 2 red boogers. Back to the other player. He's going to pick it. Now we've got a +1 booger or a +1 flick it. We can either have a green booger or flick a red booger. So if you look at the table, he's almost going to be eliminated. We're getting closer to elimination for strategy's sake. He's going to go ahead and use the hairy booger and flick 1 red booger over here, because now he's at 6. Player 2 is at 6 red boogers, and 8 will eliminate them. So here we go. Player 2 draws. At this point, they aren't thinking they're going to win by having green boogers maybe. So they're going to go ahead and flick that red booger. They've already got 2, so they're going to flick the red one. We're back to player 1. Pick it. 2 green, both boogers, +1. Easy play. Back to player 2. A handkerchief. Handkerchief is an interesting card. It's an action card, and you play it in front of your character, which causes the other player not to be able to flick boogers at you. So we are going to go back to this player. He's going to get this, and it protects them for 1 turn over here. He didn't have any red boogers to flick anyways, but +2 or +1. We got a crusty booger or a regular booger. We're going to go ahead and have the +2 eat those juicy green boogers. Now this player's turn comes back around again. Handkerchief is discarded, and we draw again. Here we have a runny booger, so we're going to use the runny booger again. That's going to give us a good green booger to eat, and we're going to flick a red booger at player 1. Back to player 1's turn. Ooh, a handkerchief. He's not as concerned though about it, so he's going to keep going to try to get the win with the green boogers. He's going to use green, and we pass the turn. Player 2. Well, now he's got a +2 and a +1. He's going to use that crusty booger. He's going to add that. Back to player 1. Okay, he's got a +2 and the handkerchief. He's almost there. He's going to do +2. So he now has 7 green boogers. He's almost winning. Player 1, ooh, got the big juicy booger. That's a +3 green boogers. So this game is getting actually pretty close. Now he's up to 6. So back to here. Ooh, a clingy booger works just like snot. You have got to eat it because it has the red background, and a green border means you have to eat it, but you're eating a red booger, so you have to play this when you draw it. So unfortunately player 1's got to eat a red booger. Back to player 2, and he gets the black nasty booger. That's a +3 flick. And as you can see, the pile is out, and if for some reason you didn't finish the game, when the pile runs out, you would reshuffle the discard pile. But in this case, if he plays the black nasty booger, he flicks 3 boogers at player 1, which actually puts him at 8 red boogers and causes him to be eliminated from the game, which is a surprising turn of events, because for a while there it looked like player 2 was going to lose and be eliminated. But that's the way Boogers works. Player 2 wins by elimination or last man standing, and that's about it. There are a few advanced rules, and you can check that out in the rule book. And let me remind you, this is a prototype, so some of the rules might change, in particular depending on how many cards end up in the final set, but just check the rules when you get your game. And I hope that you enjoyed watching this video and learning how to play Boogers. It's a game that has a bit of gross out humor to it, but it's a quick, fast-paced game that you can play over and over in between some of your larger games, just for fun, just to get something to take the edge off those deeper, complex games. So enjoy. I hope you learned how to play Boogers today, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and you can always contact me by going to my website, xionproductions.com. Thanks.